I'm John Glazer, and I am part of an organization out at the university called Tech Growth Ohio, and we provide services and capital and talent for early stage startup companies trying to make a difference in the world. Social change, creating alternatives on the ground, creating a grassroots movement that changes the nature of demand. That's one way of bringing about social change. People doing stuff, making things happen, facts that you bump into. Doesn't touch a global industrial military complex that runs the world. It's a long struggle. So my first point is to keep eyes and ears open to opportunities beyond personal lifestyle at a county level, at a city level, at a state level, at a national level, at a global level. So social change is bigger than lifestyle. Lifestyle is important and what everything cashes into. Second point is lifestyle and the larger economy come together when people start businesses, when people run businesses. And running a business that has a social impact as well as an economic opportunity is pretty cool. So one of the things that we do is that we help early stage technology businesses with social impact get going and get off the ground. Look around for the help that's available, social impact, entrepreneurial activity.
Things that I did. And I see a lot of other people doing it too. They in fact start up a new business, but they don't know what the hell they're doing. And worse than that, they don't find out. There's a huge amount of help available. John is talking about real help. It's right there. Go get it. Don't just stand back. You don't have to invent super insulated houses. You don't have to invent solar powered machines. It's already been done. What you got to do is just grab it and use it. So, first step, if you're going to really change the world, take a look around and see what people have done. And then go do it. And one other thing I suggest, steal it. Claim it's your own. And you get a lot of credit that way. My hope is that you'll take those things and run off and start doing it.
Here in the near future, we're putting in a pitch to get 3 megawatts of solar in Athens County, as well as another 15 out of Athens County that we could potentially lay claim to getting our energy sources from there. So one of the best maps I've ever seen is like a picture of Germany and how much solar they get in an average year compared to Ohio. Germany would be quote-unquote the worst place to put solar, yet they've got the most solar. It's completely backwards from what you would think, because a lot of people will say Ohio's not good for solar and this, that, and the other, but it's actually way better than Germany. So we have no excuse. Solar energy via solar panels, solar energy via wind, solar energy via wood, all these things need to be used extremely efficiently, especially like with the wood, because it could contribute more to our problem if you don't. Solar is the fuel that fuels everything here. That's how we even got fossil fuels, but we're just abusing them horribly, so leaves us in the predicament we're in. I'm passionate about seeing all this happening because I've got a kid now, makes me whole rethink everything, but also at the same time I want him to have a world to live in, not a burnt crisp. I'm super passionate, and anybody who wants to help, I'm doing a bunch of little tinkering things. Come find me, I'd love more help.
Here's another thing about solar. It gets better and better by the minute. There's a huge amount of R&D going on that's knocking the price of solar down, 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 down. I was kind of annoyed when I found out in Germany you can put in a solar system for half as much. They worked at it. They've got various funding organizations. They've got kits. You can go down to the store in Germany and buy a kit that slaps on your house without you having to do any more than some real simple-minded wiring. Here we ought to be able to go to Lowe's, buy a package that'll go up on our house tomorrow. We got twice as much solar energy in Germany. The Chinese are putting 2 times as much serious money and effort engineering into solar in the United States. What does that mean? They're going to get the world market. They're going to leave our businesses in the lurch because they'll be able to sell this stuff cheaper. Do we want to really be at the rural country.
And I didn't realize how much it was going on here until after moving here, but there's some brilliant minds. There's some people I've been really lucky to get to meet and work with. And I'm glad that I operate kind of randomly sometimes and picked Athens to settle outside of, because there's a lot going on here. Thank you guys. And thank you.
A little bit of a different pitch for just a second. Some people might be annoyed by this. There are an awful lot of really good people, tremendously energetic and admirable in every way, who are putting their energy on griping about the secondary effects. In other words, fracking. Fracking is a symptom. It's not the disease. Disease is natural gas. The disease is fossil fuels. And what I'm suggesting is get the hell off fossil fuels. If the guys who are fracking don't have a market, they're not going to do any fracking. So you kill them at the source rather than just put a Band-Aid on the outside thing. Being against the fracking per se is also important, no question. I wouldn't want anybody driving a truck down my road to dig a hole to look for natural gas. Really go bad. I would hate to see that. And I hate to see it going on other places. But in my view, the solution is to quit. And you can do it. And it costs what I said you don't do to make it happen. A whole bunch of the stuff is totally frivolous. I'm saying all the advertising in the Sunday newspaper doesn't have to be done. If you want that fuzzy little toy from Walmart, you can go get it. You don't need to be told to go get it. Do it yourself. And tell them to quit pumping out all that paper and all that energy to put that stuff in my garbage can. Come on, don't just sit there. You know what? Danny doesn't want to talk. He has so much to say. When I first met him, he told me he used 1 kilowatt hour a day. A day! Even if he used 5 kilowatt hours a day. That's an astonishing thing. Here's Roger Wilkins. He can say something. Here's your chance, Roger.
Thank you, William. We are doing what William is advocating. We have formed a first renewable energy consumer co-op and a couple more that are going to spin off of that in this year. We have a pilot microgrid project that we're working on that will tie together a number of households and bring them off the grid. We have a feasibility project on solar gardens that promises to take a lot of people off of fossil fuels simultaneously, and that's just at the grassroots level. At the county level, we're working closely with the city and the county commissioners to bring in aggregation that is allowing us not only to lower the price of fuels, but to bring in energy efficiency programs and to use that flow of funds to start generating locally produced renewable energy at a utility scale. And that will, again, move a lot of people off of fossil fuels. We're also working with the county commissioners on the Georgetown University Energy Efficiency Competition, which is well represented here. And that is helping a lot of people and will help a lot of people become more energy efficient so that renewables becomes much more economically feasible for them. We're trying to get the word out, and it's time for everyone to step up and join one or more of these projects. Stop talking about it and start doing it. There are a number of us who are doing it, and it's time for others to join in.
A lot of people really are doing a lot of good stuff. This can't be an abnormal community, can it? I hope all the communities are doing the same sort of thing. I mean, after all, isn't Athens County one of the poorest counties in the state? I know some people in Athens who have disposable income. And I know that they put it on Wall Street. That's, sorry to say, stupid. Wall Street is a bad place to put your money. It's a real bad. What a lot of people don't understand is that The United States is in debt way past over its head. We are in an impossible borrowing situation. If the people who lent the United States the money say give it back, we would not be able to do it. And when you get a whole country like that, eventually the other people who are lending you money say, I'm not going to lend this guy any more money. I probably lost what I've already lent. And when that happens, boom, stock market goes to hell. And if you got your money on Wall Street, you're doomed. If you put your money right here in Athens County, you're safe. You got it here. You got a thriving community. You got nobody poor. You got everybody working on what needs to be worked on. You're all happy, and you're living off the sun. You're there. It just simply is logical to put your money where you live. If you put your money with this guy or that guy that you know personally is doing good stuff, if he messes up, you can put your money off of him and put it somewhere else, and you will see right there in front of your eyes he did or did not do what I lent him the money to do. It's a way less risky deal. And what I'm saying to my friends, like so far, would you please redefine the name return on investment? Where's my return on investing in my kids? It isn't money. I haven't found out yet what it is. Fact is, I invested in the kids because I was hoping to have good citizens to follow after me and pay off. So, if you redefine return on investment to include a thriving, safe community, you can see a huge return on investment by putting your money right here in Athens.
My name is Fred Holmes, and I run a company called Total Energy Solutions, and we're working on energy efficiency projects. We did the Athens Library, which was a wonderful project, replaced all the T12s with the T8s. We're working on a house here in Athens. We're looking at the insulation, we're looking at the windows, we're looking at the lighting, and they're wanting that house to be more comfortable. That's their home, that's where their children have grown up, and energy and being comfortable and energy efficient is very important to them. So a lot of this stuff is going on, and Mr. Beal is right about investing back into your community and back into various projects. There's a program called PACE, which is Property Assessed Clean Energy, and I know they have it up in Toledo area, and they have one down in Cincinnati. That's a wonderful program that loans money to people. There's people I know that would love to do solar. I've got people who'd love to do a lighting project. Money's tight. You borrow the money, the community goes out, the legislative body goes out, borrows the money, and they pay it back on the assessment on their property. And guess what? If you sell the property, it goes with the property. So it's a wonderful program, and it's one that I'm hoping that Athens County picks up on, because it really would be very, very helpful in addressing exactly what Mr. Beal is talking about.
I keep looking at my house, which is, when was that house built?
1889.
1889. It's an old house, right? When we first moved there, you could see through the cracks the way it was when I was a kid in the rural South. The house in those days was half an inch thick. And that was it. That's what everybody lived in. And I look at this house, and I keep saying, this is okay. We've done a lot of work on this thing since we moved here in 1960. There's a lot more we could do. And one of the things that I'm kind of intrigued by is a sort of a inner sanctum, where you got a part of the house that's super insulated, super tight. And you can live in that little part of the house in the worst possible case. That's the worst possible case where everything isn't working. You got a piece of your house that you can live in. Be safe and secure. Back to the point that was just made about comfort. When we insulated our attic from something like, I don't know, maybe R20 or R50, we immediately, I mean now, noticed a tremendous improvement in the quality of the house. It was a lot more comfortable, and it was a lot less noisy. And you get an instant payback for some of this stuff. As a matter of fact, house insulation is the quickest payback there is. Houses aren't thick enough and big enough to hold all the insulation that makes sense. You can even think about just expanding the house, putting another foot outside all the walls. I got a solar-powered electric heat pump for heat, which is very small. And the ordinary HVAC guy would say, hopelessly small, can't do anything with it. It works just fine for one room. In the wintertime, I turn that thing on, I got instant heat. I don't have to start up the stove even though I want to. And of course, I do start up the stove because I like to back up to something really hot. But it isn't totally necessary. This little guy over here has something to say. He doesn't know how to work the microphone.
He says he wants a clean energy future.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on, to see a crazy device. A heat-powered engine. Runs off of heat, not fossil fuels. Well, it could, but don't. And everybody want to hear talk about thermal compressors? A word that probably would scare you off.
I've been waiting all day for this.
So my name is Randall Gabriel. I am doing research and development on heat engine. The heat engine I am working on is a thermal compressor. There's two major types of heat engines, being the Stirling engine and the second one being these thermal compressors. Thermal compressor is almost like a Stirling, except it only has a displacer. And a Stirling has a piston and displacer, but Stirlings are extremely expensive, and that's why you don't hear or see much of them on the market, is because they're mostly used by NASA and the government, because they're the only ones that can afford them, because of very, very high precision parts. The great thing about a thermal compressor is you don't have to have that high precision parts. I am not a machinist, nor do I claim to be, but I was able to make all of this here. Basically, how it works is you have an enclosed space. I'll use this one as an example. The displacer is sitting inside of this enclosed container. So when I apply heat to the heat side of this, it expands all the air in there, creating a higher pressure. When you have an enclosed thing, that's like if you heat it up, that's why it eventually explodes. This has a one-way valve going in and a one-way valve going out. So that high pressure is then pumped by the displacer, so that we're basically getting a compressor out of it, a thermal compressor. Then we run that high pressure air through a turbine and get electrical energy out of it. So the two devices that I'm working heavily on right now, it will be a in-house unit that will basically be the equivalent of combining a diesel generator and a wood stove. So it'll be a unit that will gasify wood or wood pellets, and use that heat first off to heat the thermal compressor to get your electricity out. But we're heating this wood to about 2,700 degrees Fahrenheit. So extremely high temperatures out of wood. Can melt steel, which I've done, unfortunately. Sometimes not on purpose. So yeah, we've still got kinks to work out in that regard, but we need that really high temperature to get. We're looking to get out of this double displacer thermal compressor about 1,000 watts of continuous power. The heat will be used to power the thermal compressor, but there's still going to be a lot of excess heat to heat your space and also heat domestic water. So during the winter, you can use a solar hot water heater in the summer, and then in the winter when you're cold, you want to fire this up, you can also get your hot water that way as well. So it's a perfect combination, as well as most people burn their fires at night when there's no solar. So it works a perfect couple with solar electricity and then having this as basically a backup. And another little tidbit, you will be able to harvest the charcoal out of it, therefore making the in-house unit. It will sequester. If you took that charcoal and just buried it, you would essentially sequester more carbon than would be emitted by our gasifier. So it's actually a carbon negative unit, which is unheard of as far as something that produces energy. Pretty neat little system. You'll get heat your space, heat your water, create electricity, and sequester carbon all in one go round. And this unit has a bunch of different applications. The two I'm focusing on is the in-house one, and then I converted that Allison Chalmers G tractor to electric. And what I'm looking to do with it is have it be a mobile power unit. So it would have the thermal compressor on there, a large battery bank for the thermal compressor to charge, and it be something that you can use it out in the middle of the woods or plug it into your house and be able to supply power, or have a backup battery bank for your house as well. So multi-function out of a mobile unit. And you could, if the grid goes down, you could take it to your neighbor's house and help refreeze their food or whatever may be the case. I mean, just a mobile power unit. And so those are the two avenues we're going to go down first. It's got a lot of other potential applications because really this is just creating high pressure air. So I mean, you could use all of your air tools, shop tools, anything of that nature. It's got a lot of different potential avenues to go down with this. Don't quote me on this yet, but we're looking to stay under $2 a watt, which right now backup power in general is normally around $3 a watt. So, and that being the diesel generator. Looking for it to not only be a renewable source of energy, but also be competitive with the alternative fossil fuel one, so that even if people don't care about the fossil fuel usage, they will want to buy this because it's cheaper. Still get your energy out. Should do the job and do it cheaply, because most of these parts are right out of a catalog. Very little machining actually happened on this. This top got machined and this bottom part got machined, and that was it. We sent that off to a machine shop to have done, but really those are the only two parts. Everything else is basically going to be a bolt together. So we're hoping to have this be an open source thing. If you like to tinker, you can get plans on how to build one as soon as I finish. We're hoping to have the in-house unit potentially done in 6 months to a year is my goal. This is a little demo model I threw together, which is super crude. The springs are rubber bands and everything else, but this is basically just a proof of idea, proof that what I'm talking about actually works. I have this hooked up to the water just so you can see the output pressure. This would not bubble if this wasn't creating a higher pressure than atmospheric pressure. This is just showing you that there is an output of power. This power will eventually run through a turbine creating electricity, but this little guy won't be anywhere powerful enough to get much wattage out of. But this guy, the double displacer, we're shooting for a kilowatt, and there's a potential we might get more out of it than that, but we'll have to test and see. That's why we're still in R&D, not done yet. Basically, to start this off, you have to saturate the head, top part here, with heat. But once it's saturated with heat, you'll see once it gets going, I'll be able to take the heat away and it'll keep running. So it's a pretty resilient little engine. When you compare it to something like internal combustion engine, like in your car, it's wonderful because only 2 moving parts in the whole thing. Whereas in an internal combustion engine, you got 1,000 parts and all of them can fail. When you've only got 2 parts that can fail, you've got a more resilient engine. We're looking at these things will have a very long life. There is a Stirling engine, which equivalently is pretty similar to this, that has been running in space for 19 years, 24/7. with no maintenance at all. Running your car 24/7 for 19 years with no maintenance. And it's just because of the simplicity. A Stirling engine, like a double displacer like this, would have 4 moving parts. This one has 2. Maybe ours will last longer, who knows? there it goes. This will run off of any heat source. The two that we're looking at very heavily is wood gas via gasification or biogas using like a methane digester. You can use solar, like concentrated solar. We'd be able to run these, but since solar panels are already out there and cheap, this would be more expensive. Then you could buy a solar panel for price per watt. So we're not really looking at concentrated solar. It would be pretty expensive because you'd have to have a tracker and everything focusing the focal point on the head of whatever you're using. Shaking the whole table here.
I didn't understand what's causing the up and down of the piston after you heat it up.
Basically, the whole space in there is saturated with heat, so it's an enclosed space. So there's a high pressure. That high pressure is what is driving. I can go into the thermodynamics of that, but I'm not sure if everybody wants to. It's kind of boring and tedious. It's a thermal compressor, very similar. Stirlings have a displacer and piston. This one just has a piston. Little different, simpler.
What exactly is gasification?
Basically, it's burning wood without oxygen, heating wood without oxygen. You're not actually burning it. It's almost like the distillation process that like liquor goes through. You're heating the wood and so that all of the volatiles gasify, and then we run it through and add oxygen later in the system, which then you can get just like the perfect fuel-air ratio. Even when you're watching a fire, you're watching the gas burn straight off the log. That's what you're seeing. Wood is not actually burning. The gas coming off of the wood being heated is what you see burning. That's that process. Wood doesn't actually burn. The gas is coming off of it burn.
Very cool.
You got a question? Huh? All right, well, thank you very much.
By the glaze in your eye, by your shape, by your size, by the pen in your heart, by the art in your room, by your bicycle, by the hole in your shoe, by the art, by the blue, by the song in your throat, by the sting in your nose, by your watermark. Ooh, Belle. Not like I couldn't tell. Ship of sadness can't hide behind your shell. You can pull on a chain, you can knock on a door, you can sing in the rain, you can roll on the floor, you can separate. You can run in the halls, you can paint on the walls, you can bow to the sun, you can spit in the eye of everyone. Ooh, Belle. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed. The nearer we came to salvation, the further we fell. The shine on your lip, by the crack in your voice, it's by feel, not by choice that I come to you. It's a chain of events, it's a game and the whence. It's the least that I have, it's the most I can give. It's my dynasty. Ooh, Belle, hope that you're doing well. The trick of the devil is to make you think you're living in hell.
Look at this hickory horn. I save a few on my tomatoes, but then I kill a few too.
You would step on them?
Yeah. There's nothing but tomato inside.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They do havoc to tomatoes.
In fact, if you crush one and smell it, it smells like tomato. There's nothing but tomato leaves.
I don't think so.
Sunspots, each one larger than the Earth.
I'm going to show you a solar prominence, and he's got a different kind of filter so that you can actually see that. So be sure and go over and take a look.
Okay. The eruption on the edge of the sun was bigger than the world.
Big eruption on the edge of the sun. It's called a solar prominence. It's like a smaller flare.
We're not going to see that.
I turned my scope and I lost it.
So the sun is 93 million.
Rested on stem, and even the jumbo passion flower. And don't forget to attend the opening of the Clock Art Collection. It's Thursday, February 10th from 5 to 7:30 and features paintings of dolls, furniture, and clothes.
The winner for the individual contestant of the costume contest is Ohio Spring. We'll start with the team thing, team groups in a minute. But you want to start now? What's your time? We'll wait for our actual MC to do this. He's much better at it than I am.
I'd love to have Ohio in the spring. Congratulations! I want to interview you on the radio in just about 10 minutes. All right, before you go into the icy cold water. I wonder if that floats. If the cone will help her. Yeah, we'll find out. All right, now we are going to judge for teams. Please step on over. I don't want to stand in front of the speaker or I'll cause a bunch of feedback. What is that with the bikes? The torch run. They also do the torch run and have raised, how many, did you say 23 million? Over $34 million worldwide for Special Olympics. I think that's pretty awesome. So, and not trying to influence the votes or anything, but OUPD team. All right, come on over and tell me your team.
We're with the Athens Real Estate Company. It's our first year, first punch.
Awesome! All right, you guys are great. And do you have a team theme going on? Well, patriotic, obviously.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
You guys look, oh wow! And let me guess, you got that just for today, right? that is dedication.
Army ROTC, let's bring it together, guys! Come on, Army ROTC!
Oh, they're clear over there. You guys, if you're going to be in the team. Oh, no, come on, that's not running. You don't get over here sooner than that, you're going to have to drop and give us 20. In the water.
In the water. Army ROTC, let's bring it over!
Awesome, all right. People were asking about you guys. I mean, you come every year. This is your fourth. The Army ROTC and the OUPD, Air Force ROTC, are going to be the first ones in the water. We're going to go in waves, and they are going to be the first ones in. So please stay off the ice. The one that made the Theta Tog, you guys are the group winner. Congratulations.
We jump in a team where we all three are.
Anything going in over there?
Yeah, I think so. That's what it looks like to me.
They do want to run, yes.
Hi, Jane.
Hey! RJ!
I brought this to give you. Okay, sweetheart. I'm gonna want to play with you. I'll hold on to it till you're ready to go back to your car.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
It really sucks. Hey, look at that! Yeah! Yeah! I'm your number one! He's filming us! I'm just hoping my pants stay up when I come back out. Was it your pants that you got? I'm strapped, bro. Right at 4:30.
Oh, look at that eye.
It's Rob's birthday! It's my birthday on Monday!
guys, seriously, we ask you be careful of the ice, and on the left side, avoid this cone over here, okay? Avoid the cone. Army ROTC, are you ready to go? Are you happy to be here today? Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. out here in the wind when you're wet, so please get out of the elements. All right. The Fuzzies in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have Athens real estate, right? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First year team.
That's not cold.
Okay, get out of the cold. And we have Team ATCO. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Adam, look, you can go in next. They have some individual booths. Another group. All right, let's get about 10 people, 15 people up here with Adam. Our miscellaneous plungers are wonderful. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, as soon as you plunge, get out of the cold. Good job, Adam. What's everybody with? Alpha Phi Omega. Let's give them a big round of applause. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I thought we cheated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get to your cars, get warm. Anybody else left to plunge? Come on down. Let's let the dive team get some ice out of the way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyone else who needs to plunge?
Get it, Dad. More, Dad.
I think that wraps it up. We will see all the plungers and the chickens and everyone else at BW3s where we'll have food for the plungers and a post-plunge party, do awards and a celebration.
You did it, Dad.
I lost this one. My camera got Terry doesn't want to. And I thought there was one. Oh well. Here goes nothing. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go now. Here we go.
Was it as cold as you thought it would be?
No, actually.
No?
Beautiful. Yeah! You got your I'm like getting dressed and all these people are taking pictures of me. It's kind of strange. My toes hurt so bad. I'll even get it. You get a picture of my foot and I'll kill you.
I did it.
Okay.
I don't know about her though. Feel warmer?
Good. Plan works. Works, let's go.
Thank goodness they didn't need the